Greetings, Aquarians, and welcome to my YouTube channel, One Who Sees Tarot. This is going to be a weekly reading for the week of May the 19th through May the 25th. Spirit Guide has already been invoked and the cards have been anointed, shuffled, and cut according to the amount of times and directions given to me by my Spirit Guide. And so with your kind permission, may I begin a look at and an interpretation of the Sacred Tarot for you for this up and coming week. Alrighty. So what I'm looking at be aware and be aware of, make notes of your dreams. Okay. Nighttime and energies that relate to the nighttime. In other words, creating things at night, dreaming, affirmations, visualization, working at night spiritually when others are sleeping is relevant for you this week. Also be mindful about emotional ups and downs and understand that it's sort of like a thunderstorm. It will pass, okay? So if you find yourself being over emotional, particularly over relationships, like you might find yourself being over emotional over a relationship, someone that you wanted more for than they want for themselves, or someone that you just find in disagreement with your spirit. Like it is what it is, and you have to accept that, okay? That type of thing. There is a female energy in your life that is taking from you. There's a female energy that wants to take, not give, alrighty? And going back to this notion of you feeling as if you could have done more, and what did you do that was wrong, and maybe you could have done something different. Maybe you could have made some different moves in your own life, etc., etc. Well, you can't live like that, Aquarius, so don't force yourself to do that, okay? This is a time to act, though. This is a time to act, okay? It's a time of action for you. This week coming up is a time of action. Put plans in motion. Now, how do we do that? We do that by not just saying affirmations, but making like a plan. You take the big problem or the goal, right, and you break it down into smaller parts, and you check off as you make incremental growth spurts and incremental movements toward your overall goal. So that's what's important as it relates to this. The next energy that I look at, that I'm seeing, has to do with someone. This is not a truthful energy. This is, if you want someone to give you a straight yes, a straight truthful answer, this is not going to happen this week based on the predictions of these cards, okay? This is a person who either does not know what they're talking about, or a person that is going to be difficult to reach. That's another possibility. But this has to do with you not getting clarity or not getting the answer that you want this week. You might get it, but you're going to have to be very, very wise, and you're going to have to maneuver to get what you want this week, okay? A very good week for you to get organized. A very good week for you to get organized. Now, what I will say about this getting organized, you are given this message to get organized because there's something that you want. There's some goal that you want to achieve. There is a path that you want to walk on. There's something materialistic that you want to have. But you have to get organized and make room and space for it. There's some stuff you have to do first in order to manifest that which you want. So if I were to look back on this whole week, and I haven't even gotten to the final card yet, but if I look back on this week, there's a disagreement or a disjointedness between you and someone else. And this is about integrity. This is about a lack of honesty. This is about a lack of you talking to me like I'm an adult type of thing, right? Someone taking money from you as opposed to giving money to you, as opposed to giving you resources, someone taking resources from you. And then you have this idea that you feel bad because you feel as if it's something more that you could have done. And that's just not the case. You've done so much and you've done all that you can do. And then you have this idea that, okay, all right, you know what you want. It's time for you to put your plan in motion. Never mind sitting there looking back or trying to take everybody with you on this journey. No, you cannot do that. So make your plan and work your plan. Simple as that. Put it together, put it out there. But you have to get organized. See, that's the trick of it. You have to get organized. And as far as people giving you advice, please, no one knows exactly what is right for you. In fact, I'll tell you a story, Aquarians. When you come in life, when you come across someone that really is that wise, where they know, they speak very little. My grandmother was a very wise person, very gifted person. But she didn't fuss and she didn't talk a lot. She just said one or two things. And sometimes, and you may have a wise person in your life like that, when you're talking or you're going through something, they might just moan or they might just say, mm-hmm. Because they know that it's time for you to come to yourself and to realize in yourself, you see? To realize in yourself that there are opportunities waiting for you. There's a river of life, the future. The waters represents the future, cleansing, purity. Mm-hmm. And there's a bridge back there as well. And that bridge represents the probability or the possibility of you crossing over to a mansion, crossing over to a whole new direction, a whole new beginning for you, that type of thing. And that's what this reading is really about. And this idea that you need to get organized and make space for. Okay? I remember my very wise and gifted cousin taught me, he was my spiritual teacher. And he said to me, or he said to a group of us actually, if you go home and someone has broken in your house and they've taken your television, your 32-inch television, this was 30 years ago. If they've taken your 32-inch television, just make room for the 40-inch now. See how apply it how it makes sense to you. But I'm saying to you, this is a time to get organized because look at what the final card is. So this is the noble, the royalty in you, whether you are male or female. This is the royalty in you. This is you emerging from this whole experience now with this. This is a nine of Pentacles. Pentacles are, of course, our earthly energies, our money, many times. But 9 has to do with the conclusion of the matter. Okay? This is where you come to the conclusion and you say, in the end of all of it, I'm going to land on my feet. So even after everybody or people try to give you a hard time with your emotions and try to confuse you, right? Even though you're going to go through those type of tests this week, the conclusion of the whole matter is you in your noble and royal self. Okay? This is you with all the money that you need. This is you feeling good about yourself, having that facial, that mani, that petty. This is you getting your hair done, glowing. This is you, as they call it now, glow up. This is you in your glow up. This is the final result of this week. This is where you're landing, okay? All right, Aquarians, I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I hope that it makes sense and gives you some truth that you can work with, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Stay blessed.